Hi, I'm Simona and this is my new project for Scrap&Craft. I am tracing the outside of an embroidery hoop onto pattern paper by Studio 75 and I cut it out. Before adding colors and inks, I always prep my surface with Clear Gesso. Here I'm using 13/0 Clear Gesso. It's all dry, I add a light wash of the white gesso and then I dry it again. I added modeling paste through a couple of stencils to add interest and more texture on my background. I used Distress Oxide inks, adding the ink onto a piece of acetate, spritzed with water, then I tapped the paper into the puddle of color. I lift it up, spritz again, let that drip and do all over again, and then I move on to the next color. Before using another color, I always dry very well the paper. Now I lift some of the excess with a paper towel and then I tap the paper again into the color. For this project I have used Frayed Burlap, antique linen, vintage photo and a touch of Seedless preserve. Now I'm adding Moon Shadow Mist by Lindy's Stem Gang. The color is a Phantom Fuchsia. I add droplets, spritz with water, let the color drip and repeat again. These colors are great for vintage effects because they have a brown base, and when they dry they also leave this shimmer, which is a really cool effect. Now I'm using a baby wipe to lift up some color from the raised areas where I put the modeling paste. To add more depth to the edges, I decided to use distress inks. First vintage photo, then brown espresso, and then black soot. Now time for my favorite technique, which is spritz and flake. Just spritz some water in the palm of your hand and flick it to the paper. Gives awesome results and a very nice effect. have glued the paper to the hoop and waited for the glue to dry very well. Now, to achieve a more worn and aged look, I used antique cream. First, I apply the cream with my brush. Then I lift off the excess with a paper towel, and now with a baby wipe I just lift off some color, then I add it in some other places. I'm also using the baby wipe as a brush to darken the edges. I apply the antique cream also to this chipboard frame, and when I'm satisfied with the outcome, I can focus on the final composition. Now I can glue all the pieces together. I started with a piece of cheesecloth or gauze, then the frame. Now I'm adding some thread just to add movement, a couple of foamy round flowers that I made myself, and gears and metal embellishments. I'm using heavy black gesso by Prima Finnabair to paint this chipboard. And now that the base is ready, I can use Metallique waxes by Prima Finnabair, old silver and vintage gold to give it an antique look. As you can see, I barely tap into the wax before applying it, because you really need a small amount of product, and they smell so good. Now I want to darken the edges, and I use a distressed crayon black Soot. Add in the final touches, and the project is finished. Hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Ciao!